Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting. And this video here today is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to actually show you how I look around on eBay to distinguish good sellers, honest sellers, and things like that. Mostly what I'm going to show you is how I check out new sellers' feedback. So this is something that's really important. It generally tells me if a seller is being honest or not, and you'll see. Let me just show you what I'm going to do. So let me shrink down my mug, and we're going to get right to eBay, and I already have a seller picked out. So he's a new seller. I just so happened to be looking at eBay yesterday, and I saw this seller. I saw his description, and I figured, okay, let me check him out. So let me show you exactly what was happening here. Now this seller here is Guaranteed Gold Paydirt. He's got 9 reviews, so he's fairly new. 100% positive feedback, and I saw this. This is what popped up on my eBay, and it was on my suggestion list. Guaranteed Gold, 100% unsearched gold panning paydirt from Ancient Waterfall. Now he's already sold 3, and he actually has sold a couple more than that because he's selling a couple different auctions. He has various sizes, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let me show you his description. Guaranteed Gold, 80 ounces of 100% unsearched gold panning paydirt from Ancient Waterfall. Find nuggets, flakes, pickers, and flour gold. Also a chance for silver and occasional diamond. All Guaranteed Gold Paydirt is from the base plunge pool of an ancient waterfall that has never been mined. Thousands of years worth of gold to be found. While some bags have large nuggets, some gold may be finer and require more careful panning. So be sure to pan multiple times for best results. Quantity is very limited due to the amount of concentrates below the waterfall. So this all sounds really good. It sounds like maybe someone hit a honey hole under a waterfall and things like that. So, and he didn't have a lot of feedback, so you never know. I thought, well, maybe he is. Maybe it's a new miner that's got some good stuff. So I decided, let me check out his feedback. And this is what I'm talking about. So we're going to do that. Let's open up his feedback. So here he goes. Here's his feedback. He only has 9 feedback. There's 8 here, but he's got 0 as a seller, and that's fine because that's not actually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for his feedback as a buyer. And here we go. So this is what I'm going to do. Now you look around, he's more than a year ago. So these are all the ones that are recent. These are all within the last month, which is just about when he started selling paydirt. So let's start looking through them all. So we're just going to open them all up. I'm going to right click all of them. Well, I'm not going to do the duplicate. So let me see. Gems for sale. Alright, so, and that's what. Alright, so these are all the sellers. He's bought a couple from each one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to these sellers and go to their feedback. So let's go to each one of these sellers and open up their feedback page. And you'll see what I'm going to be doing in a minute. But this just tells me how honest a seller is and if his paydirt is really legitimately paydirt from a waterfall. So now we're going to go down, and we want all of these feedbacks to be 200. We want as many feedbacks to be showing as possible. Now, I used to be a power seller on eBay, and not because I was running a business or anything like that, but when I became disabled, I had to sell off everything I owned to try to manage to get through the disability. I sold a lot of stuff for a couple years, and it just made me a power seller, so I know eBay really, really well. I'm not that tech savvy when it comes to a lot of other things, but eBay I'm very fluent with, so I know a lot about their feedback system. So let me go. Here's these things. Let's start with this one, Chugga Chugga Choo Choo. Now, I wonder what he bought from there. Well, let's look at this. Look at the guy's feedback. It's all for gold nuggets. Now, the best way to find out, let's do Control F. And we're going to do a search. And what we want to search for is this seller here. But they don't show you the names, right? They don't show you. All the names are blurred out. They're made up. So what you want to do is do the 9. That's what we're looking for is 9. So let's go back here. You want to do parentheses, space, 9, space, parentheses. Oh, and there. Something's popped up already. What is it? Let's see what he bought. View item. So this is what he bought. Yep, that's the wrong one. View the original item. 0.1 grams Alaskan Placer Gold Dust Fine Natural Raw Nugget Flakes being Alaska. $6. That's what he bought. Now, let's go to the next one from Gem Sale. He bought 2 things from Gem Sale. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Control F. 2 items. Here we go. Here they are. Let's do the first one. View item over here. And where's the second one? Right here. So let's view this item. So view the original item. View the original item. So these are 2 more things he purchased. 1.0732 grams of gold nuggets. 1.178 gram nuggets, $46. Now let's go to this eBay seller, XP Southwest. Let's see what he bought from this seller. Oh, only one. He bought half Troy ounce of poured silver shot. So this is, if you saw a recent video of mine I did where I had found some silver and I said it looked like melted silver in water. And that's what this stuff is, where it's poured silver shot. So this is what he bought from this seller. Now let's check out from J. Reisner 72. Let's see what he purchased from here. He purchased twice, which he did, and they're both right here. What did he purchase? Natural gold from San Gabriel, California. 0.150 grams. We'll just see original listing. See original listing. So again, he's just, all his feedback is at him purchasing gold. And I got to say a couple things. Before I do it, let's do the last one just in case, because he does say he might have diamonds. So I'm curious if any of these sold diamonds to him. So let's see. Do the Control F again. Do a search, just one item. Well, this one, he does private, so he doesn't show it, but let's see what he has for sale. So view items for sale. Let's see if he has diamond. Nothing good. Let's see, what's he selling mostly? He does sell a lot of gemstones. He does have some gold, so he's selling gold. So he probably bought some gold from him as well, but who knows? You don't know what he bought from this seller, so we'll erase this one. But now we're going to go back to these. Now, so what's all this tell me? This tells me that he's probably really not on an ancient waterfall with tons of gold, or he wouldn't be buying gold for over spot. And that's what these are. These are over spot. I mean, he's paid $6 for 0.1 gram of gold. And I don't know what's gram of gold worth now. Let's see. $41.39. So roughly $4.10. So he paid an extra $1.90 for gold here. He paid $42. So he paid about spot for this one. A little bit more when you consider in the shipping. This one he paid over spot. No, he paid about, again, he paid about spot for this one, but with shipping. Silver doesn't matter. This natural gold here, he bought 0.150 grams. He definitely paid over spot on this one, but again, he got free shipping. Now, what that tells me, though, is if he's paying a little bit more per spot, he's probably paying around $45 per gram in spot price for the gold that he's now seeding his bags with, which means you're going to be getting hurt because his ROI is going to be bad. Because even just to break even, if he sold a gram bag of pay dirt, he would have to sell it for about $50 just to cover his eBay fees and PayPal fees, plus the $45 he spent on gold. So that means $50 right there, plus the shipping. If you figure that's another $7, maybe $8, $58 there. And then if he wants to make a profit of, say, $10, now you're paying $68 for 1 gram of gold. So what's that all tell me? Is that what he's selling is not real. All this Bedrock Beast Nugget Pay Dirt 2 pounds, they're not, it's not real. He's obviously has not found 5 packs of Bedrock Crevice concentrates and things like that. And another thing it tells you is when you look at this, you can see what he's purchased. In the last month, I mean, how much pay dirt does he have up for sale here? 1, 2, 3. He's got, I think, 7 of these up for sale. How many does he have up for sale? These. So he's got 7 available of these, 9 available of these. That's a lot of pay dirt for someone who's obviously buying their gold pay dirt. And if he's buying his gold, what did he buy? 1 gram, 1.1, 1.3, so 2.4, about 2.5 grams of gold. That doesn't split up a lot between all these bags. I mean, if you're buying a bag for $80, you kind of want to find about 1.5 grams. So this is just a really quick thing for you. Let me just switch back to my mug. So as you saw, it's just a quick way that I just search through sellers' feedback. Now, what you'd want to do, a couple things, is when you go to their feedback list, look at the feedback as a buyer. And you can generally tell what they're buying. I knew right when I looked at it that he was buying his gold. Because when you see somebody like Gems for Sale, there's a couple sellers on there. And once you start doing this a lot, you'll start knowing the sellers that are selling gold. And especially if they're going back to them multiple times. Now, one of the couple things I will say, let me show you really quick. I will shrink me down again. Here we go. Incredible Shrinking Dylan. Is that when you do look at these feedbacks, let me see if I can just go back to the feedbacks. Now, when you do see the feedback, it does, like, see if you can see this highlighted here. It does not show their name. It just says, like in this one example, E******A. Well, eBay just makes up those letters. So the name never starts with E and it never ends with A. It's just made up so because they don't want you to figure out who somebody is. And I'm not sure why they want to do that. You know, I always thought it made it easier for sellers to shill bid and bid on their own items and sell to themselves to make their, you know, give themselves feedback, because you can't tell that. But they do hide the feedback, but the way you can tell is just by the fact that he's got 9. I mean, I know for a fact this is the seller because I did this yesterday and he only had 8 feedback when I looked at it, and in this occasion he has 9. And sure enough, this is the exact same items that were purchased by someone that had 8 feedback yesterday and someone had 9 today. Now, it's not always perfect. This isn't 100% reliable because you will get people that will have the same feedback, especially these sellers that sell a ton of stuff. But most of the time you can tell just because of the fact that, like this one, it's during the last month. Now, if a 9 showed up a year ago or 6 months ago or several months ago that these things show up, like this one, it says during past 6 months. If it had shown up here, I would know that wasn't him because his feedback stated it was in the last month. So you know you only have to go back a month. And it's just a little trick just to look at eBay sellers, because eBay sellers are extremely hard to police when it comes to pay dirt. Even if I do a review on them, they can change their name every day. There's actually a seller that I reviewed that has horrible feedback that changes his name every month, because eBay allows you to change your name, and every month at clockwork he has changed his name. Even though I stopped changing the name on the YouTube video, every month he changes his name because he can. Why not do it? And it also makes people not know that they're them. He changes the wording around on his description, everything else. So you can visit the seller, buy a bag of pay dirt from him, hate it, leave him negative feedback. He'll change his name. You could buy another bag not realizing it's him. So eBay is really, really hard. So let's go back to this one. So eBay is really, really hard to police, and this is just one of the little tips that I use to find out if a seller is maybe not being as honest as they should be with their pay dirt. And in this case, I can't guarantee you that he's not selling pay dirt from an ancient waterfall, but to me, I don't think he is. Now this again is just my opinion, and it might not be fact. These all might be wrong. He might actually be on an ancient waterfall, but if he is, he probably shouldn't be paying over a spot for gold. If he's on a waterfall, he should probably spend that time, instead of looking on eBay, he should be digging in his pay dirt. Now that's nothing against this seller. In fact, I've never reviewed this seller, and he could be losing money. He could be putting an entire gram in, a $39 bag of pay dirt. I don't know. He could have great pay dirt. He's got no feedback from any of his pay dirt, as you saw here. I'll flash to it. He's got no feedback yet, so I can't tell you if this is a great seller or a bad seller. I'm just using him as an example, showing how to check a seller's feedback. So there you go. Hope this helps a little bit. Let me go back, show you my ugly mug. There we go. So hopefully that tip will maybe save you from buying some pay dirt that might not be that good. And a lot of things is about it, like I said, you can see, I saw one seller once that was paying probably about $55 per gram of gold, and then he was putting it in his bag. So you know his ROI is going to be bad because he's overpaying for gold as it is. It's one of the reasons why if you look for there are some great sellers on eBay, and those are generally miners. If they're real miners, they're not paying for gold. They're getting gold free from Mother Earth, and then to them, it's a lot easier. They can say, oh, let me put in a gram, let me put in a half gram, and what their time is worth, really. So now all that's left is to give away a 24-karat gold-plated dime, and for today's winner, it's going to be Michael Williams. So Michael Williams, you just won yourself a 24-karat gold-plated dime. Make sure you email me, and to everyone else, thanks for watching and happy panning.